We can start again. I guess
All
we're
right.
committed now.
So, good morning. Hey, boys.
Who
Hello.
are you calling boys?
Um, Xander, Chris, and Blaine. Why are you asking this, Xander?
I still feel like a boy sometimes.
Yeah, of course. Xander, why did you ask?
Well, I just was curious. Who are you calling boys?
Okay,
I don't see no boys here.
no boys, but what do you see?
I just see 4 piles of meat.
How was
Oh, it doesn't
how
matter,
your
you know. It
weekend?
doesn't matter. We're calling it boys or bodies or
Yeah, for
meat
me, it
suits.
was simply booming out like, hey, boys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Of course. What else?
what else? Yeah, cool. So, Chris, we had a chat.
Yeah.
And you popped with the idea with Blaine to connect with Blaine. And I would say, yeah, here we go. Blaine, may you introduce yourself and maybe share a bit?
Sure, I can try. It's hard these days to come up with something. Um, so what am I? I'm nothing. I am an appearance. I am a voice from time to time. Um, there are preferences here. Some of these preferences are listening to electronic music. Um, I like reading, writing, um, critiquing movies, things like that. I like spending time in the sauna. Uh, I guess when you say that, you kind of want a story of how I ended up here.
Yeah, this would be cool. Yeah, why not? How did you end up here?
Oh man, I don't even know, but here's some words. Uh,
You don't know
I
how
ha
you came to that seat? You have no clue
not
how you came to that seat or to this
not
this
ultimately.
meeting?
No,
Okay,
no.
I mean, how you don't know? You know, you didn't know how to sit down?
It wasn't me that sat down.
Okay,
Who was it?
what was it?
It was this body. This body sat down.
Okay, so you know it was a body who was sitting down.
Mm-hmm.
So why do you say I don't know?
Because the words are just a story.
Yeah, but that's just another story,
Okay,
right? Calling
sure.
it a story is just another story. I mean, I don't want to be too direct, but nowadays I heard too much of the I don't know anything one-liners, you know? I mean, pretty well Chris, Rosa, Sander know that they are sitting. I mean, at least seemingly, or that how they came to this meeting by clicking on join this meeting, right?
Xander, but you maybe overheard Blaine said in the sentence, ultimately.
Or you mean ultimately?
Blaine, what do you mean with ultimately? From the perspective of the absolute?
I
It's the
feel like I'm
same as
being
saying I'm
put on the
nothing. I
spot
mean,
here.
No, no, no. Xander is going straight directly. No, no. I'm totally curious about the stories you have to share. I love it. I love it. And Chris said that you met on a meeting, on a non-dual meeting.
Yeah, we went to the Suzanne Chang retreat,
Yeah,
and I think that
Suzanne,
was
Suzanne.
March. Yeah. And then we went to another one, April, with
Okay,
Kenneth.
with Kenneth together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And yeah, beautiful. How would you say it's playing out there, Blaine? Are there yeah, just feel free to say what was like 10 years before and now? Is there a difference? Yeah, boom out, no matter what. Chris, you too, of course.
Sure.
I felt like there was a lot of self-hatred here that was a recurrent part of this personality. I feel like a lot of that has subsided, but a lot of it still remains, and ever more subtler yet pervasive perceptions of it. And
Beautiful.
I've been
No,
dealing with
sorry, Blaine. Now we're talking. You know, now shit get real, so to say. You know, explaining that there was a lot of self-hate instead of saying nothing is happening. Right? Beautiful. I mean,
Continue, please, Blaine, with I totally get you with the self-hatred and the whole stuff. Yeah, and yeah, just go on.
sorry for interrupting, Blaine. Go on.
No, that's okay. I mean, I just there's a lot of annoyance over here. I feel like this is honestly not worth talking about. I don't know why I'm here in this chair, why I find myself continuing to be in these circles with these people talking about these things.
So you are still watching meetings and joining meetings? You are in the topic still?
No, not really. I don't have any group or person that I follow or anything like that.
Okay.
Yeah, I do enjoy going to retreats and stuff. I feel it's cool to be around other people. I like to see what it's about. I like to see how people talk about things. I like to see how people react to things.
Yeah.
But I personally over here, I don't feel a need to attend any sort of meeting regularly or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's I mean, what I've learned is that it just lets it plays out as it plays out. Wherever you're at, whoever you think you are, whatever you think you need, it needs to be done, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
And you can't be anywhere else, and there's nothing else to feel except what is already right there.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
And
Great. Yeah.
Quite simple, huh?
it's beyond simple. It's inescapable. It's nothing but right here. There, here is what it is. Even the feeling, even how much, even the self-hatred, even the regret, even the how much I detest
Yeah.
living with my parents in their basement right now. It's
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I call it perfection.
Well, but maybe there is a sense why I don't want to be in this fucking basement. That's it too.
There is, yeah.
We don't have to call it beautiful, we don't have to, try to say, it's all beautiful. No,
no, sweetheart, I
in a
interrupted
fucking
him.
basement is just terrible. And that's just what it is. It's not terrible for a separated Blaine. It's just fucking, I don't want to be in this basement. That's it. This everything is beautiful story. I mean, that's something else. It's also this, but it's just whatever is happening, not wanting to be there in the basement, having self-hatred, just the directness of whatever is happening or not, right? I like the honesty, Blaine, there, Sorry, maybe there was, from the beginning.
It was the beginning was a bummer, to be honest.
No, what?
Bummer.
Well, whatever, you can call it a bummer. Yeah, I mean,
I call it a bummer.
Just when Blaine start talking about self-hatred, then the ears here are moving, then there's an interest. I don't want to hear this fucking, there's nothing, you know? At the same time, maybe one is crying his eyes out or saying everything is beautiful. What a bullshit.
Beautiful.
Because it's not everything is beautiful and not everything is perfect. There can be, you know, feeling very bad, wanting to kill yourself, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to say to someone who's trying to kill himself that it's perfection or that it's beautiful, right?
This may happen with a little explanation to this.
Well, I bet that someone is trying to kill you, not going to say it's beautiful.
No,
Standing on
highly
the rocks.
probably
No,
not.
No,
No, highly probably not.
exactly.
You're right, sweetheart.
I mean, in a way, we can say everything is perfect because it's just simply what's happening.
Yeah. This is what I mean with perfection. It's simply what is.
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
call it shit or perfection. It's not changing what is. And
That word
Blaine,
doesn't really necessarily capture it. It feels like it can be a little misleading at times too.
Yeah.
That word perfect, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely, totally.
I don't like to use the word perfect because I feel like there's not something imperfect that we could compare it to.
Yeah.
There's no outside of this that can be accessed or perceived or compared.
Yes.
What do you like to call it, Blaine? How are you expressing this?
I found myself expressing it as here-ness recently, just here-ness. I think that captures the immediacy of it, and there's no wiggle room to compare it to anything else. It's here.
Yeah. Why not express this just as presence instead of just this?
Well, we can also say it's bubblegum.
You know, directness, here-ness, you know, directness, here-ness, presence, yeah.
I love directness, but I'm with you with presence and here-ness. Yeah. Blaine, how do you feel now?
I feel a little bit better. I still feel like this is all kind of silly. I mean, if we're being honest, I don't know what the point of this meeting is, but really there's I don't know what the point is of any of this. So it's not like that this is any different or better than anything else.
Beautiful.
I find a lot of disagreement with how people talk about this, and it really annoys and bothers me. But for me personally, I haven't found a language that I feel captures it yet. So there was a little bit of hesitancy coming on this meeting because there was this felt sense of perception that I was going to have to talk about this in the way that you all would expect. And I think that's how we started out earlier.
But you don't have to. I like it. I like it, Blaine. Really, yes. You can, you know, it doesn't matter how it's coming out. You know, there's no goddamn non-duality police here, so to say. You know, you can just whatever comes, Blaine, you know, whatever's coming out there is still ready.
I'm just curious about Blaine to know a bit.
Cannot go wrong, you know.
I just wanted to get my favorite people on a Zoom chat.
Yeah, Chris. Come on, Chris.
He just wanted to start a fight.
You know, I mean, yeah, I totally get you on. I don't want to talk in a certain way because nowadays, you know, it's all about you have to get the right words. You know, you all have to step within the so-called non-duality jargon, or else you're out. You know, you have to use the word apparently in every sentence.
Right.
You know, come on, it doesn't change shit. You know, if it's real or not real, or apparently. You know, people who think this is really happening, they don't say real after every sentence. Well, it's real. It's real. No, but some non-duality people, they say the whole time apparently after every sentence. You know, I don't see people thinking,
right,
you know, who believe that this is real, saying it's real the whole time. Yeah, I'm on holiday. Apparently, come on, you know, what a joke.
Come on.
You know, when you hit your finger with a hammer, you're not going to say it's a dream. You're just going to say to scream fuck or whatever. You're not going to say I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not here. No, come on,
Yeah.
But this is so obvious that we are not there.
Well, I mean, who knows that, Who knows? I mean, it's for me, it's just flipping coins, from real
Yeah.
to unreal, it's just a
Yeah.
new, it becomes just a new thing. From me to know me, oh, know me.
Chris, would you express this?
Mm.
With the presence?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, presence is kind of just coming up, I guess. Just beingness, just being here now. It's just this. Nothing other than this. It's never been anything other than this. Everything was really just a story, it seemed. Yeah, I mean, it's just becoming kind of more obvious, I guess. That this is all that there's ever been, and all this non-duality shit and concepts and everything that I've been following and chasing were just another story. And yeah, I mean, it's just whatever's coming up here, sadness or annoyance,
Yeah.
or everything that's so direct here right now
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what this aliveness that's happening here now.
How do you feel,
Special or
Chris?
anything.
What's going on there? How do you feel?
I'm okay. It's I mean, there's been a lot of grief, I feel like. I think there was kind of a disappointment because there were so many expectations. Or there was just so many beliefs that this was going to be something special, or this was going to make me special, or and really I'm no more special than anything other, there's just this aliveness that's, that
What about Chris?
seemingly
What
I'm part
about,
of.
I remember when we spoke and you were like, you thought that this is going to be special and this specialness, And I mean, we can also say everything is special. When there is only specialness, this is it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, or nothing is special. I mean, the ideas that something maybe happen or the expectations, they just tumble down, There's no you doing the expectations.
Yeah.
There's no you doing the hope or having the hope. It's just what's happening, thinking that there's some firework in the end on the line, is already innocently this, as is the disappointment that there is no firework.
I guess I just don't understand the concept of having to say like there's no me. When it's only, I mean, I guess, yeah, I mean, if it's only this, that's all there is. And there's no, I guess I don't really understand the concept of how things aren't separate either.
Well, I mean, so to say this what's happening now, right? Four people talking. This is not separated from this, right?
Yeah,
In that sense, it's not
in
separate.
that sense, yeah, that's
It's
not
just,
separate. Yeah.
I mean, this conversation is not separated from the conversation.
Well, I think there was, again, I think there was some, trying to understand what that meant before, and, and
Yeah.
that, everything was one, and and it was going to be, yeah. I mean, there was just a lot of misconceptions, I think.
Just can't be understood.
No, yeah, it can't really be.
Not by the mind that talks about it, that wants to talk about it.
Well, it seems like there's just like not really wanting to understand it much anymore either.
Yeah.
Doesn't really matter. I thought that maybe like once this became more understood, I'd want to talk about it more, but I really don't. It's just kind of ordinary and simple, and there's kind of a feeling that I might, I might mislead people into thinking that it's something other than it's not, or that
You cannot go right or wrong. There is
Yeah.
no one who can you cannot mislead anyone.
But that's
Every
kind of
word,
what's arising here. There's
But
an
at the
integrity
same time,
here
Rosa, it is what
that
Chris
wants
is saying.
yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
Chris.
yeah, yeah. And
You
it
know,
is what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
every idea, every word is it already.
Yeah.
You can't, it's inescapable. It's this
No,
already.
yeah. So even when there's no separated me or you, you know, not wanting to mislead somebody else is this too, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's already just simply what it is, you know, not, you know, being afraid to mislead somebody or to give somebody a wrong idea about this is already just simply this, you know? It's those ideas, I don't want to mislead somebody, or those feelings or conclusions or assumptions that it may happen, they just tumble down, you know?
Yeah.
They just fall out of the sky, so to say. There's no one
Yeah.
doing them, there's no one owning them, you know, and this, you know, this not wanting to do something is just innocent. It's all innocent, you know. Blaine
Right.
saying, well, you know, this self-hatred, it's just an innocent report, so to say. That's how it's seen here. There's just an innocent report what is happening there for the so-called character Blaine, you know. He's just
Yeah.
just innocent. Yeah, this is what's going on, or what was going on. It's the same.
Uh,
Just
Blaine. Yeah.
there's just
Chris?
an allowance, I feel like, just to allow people to you know, to go through this however it's supposed to be play out. And
Yeah.
you know, I mean, there's not really no reason to interfere. If they're, you know, if interference wants to, you know, if that wants to arise, and if you know, and something wants to be said, it'll do that.
Yeah.
I think we're already interfering.
Blaine, how is it now with the self-hatred?
It's been kind of rough recently, to be honest. I have been feeling as if I really need to make a move out of this location. I'm starting to feel as if just physically being here is somehow, you know, the walls are tainted with the conditioning almost. So it's been pretty rough recently. I mean, like I said, it's not so much anymore that there's actual words associated with the feelings and perpetuated in that way, but there's just a constant underlying sort of sense that something's very wrong, that what's happening over here is very wrong and it can't be put right. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of things identified as mistakes.
Well, we're moving into our new apartment on the 31st, Blaine. So anytime after that, you're welcome to come in. We'll have an extra
Yeah.
bed.
Are you?
Well,
He's
we'll
we're talking about, yeah, he's talking about
Cool.
moving to Kansas. So he's got family here, so it would
yeah,
just make sense. And
Cool.
we'll see what happens. I get
Yeah.
approved by my manager and a couple other things, but we'll see what happens.
Cool. Yeah.
Nice to see you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah. Helping each other out. This is it too, you know. Such a beauty.
Mm.
There's a
No
lot of hesitation
procrastinating.
there's a lot of hesitation to let myself be helped. I feel like that's part of it. I feel like
Yeah.
I can't trust other people to help me out with anything because it eventually gets turned on me.
Yeah.
But I think some of that is need to let go of that assumption. It's
Do
different.
you have a plan? Do you have a plan how to let go?
No, not really. No, I don't have
Not
a
really?
plan. Should I have a plan?
No, no, this was just what about the tools you got in the meetings? Are they useful when you get stuck?
I wouldn't say I got anything from the meetings that I can deploy like a hammer or a screwdriver, but what I have learned is that it's okay to let coping strategies come and arise as they have been. And something that I've heard and I've also noticed myself is as you let those things happen and you don't take them so seriously, you know, the difference between this is, you know, this is what I'm doing, I'm going to go do this drug, or I'm going to go, you know, eat this food or whatever, as opposed to, you know, I need it, they tend to just cycle down and subside on their own.
Like
And
everything.
right. So my strategy, my plan has been just to see where that goes, not push it any one way or the other, not you know, try to be like, okay, and I need to get this done so that I can finally move out, and just see what happens. I hesitate to use the word faith, but there's something very eerie about all this.
It's okay to use the
In a
word
good way.
faith. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, there's nothing wrong with the use the word faith, and you know, there's just this coping mechanism. You know, it's just innocently working. You know, there's no one behind it. There's no one doing you know, there's no one triggering a coping mechanism, just functioning on its own. You know,
Yep.
trying to deal with stuff is just innocently this already. It's already me-less, you know, just trying to deal with this whole situation there, you know, and trying to figure out what is the next step is already empty, so to say, of a you as a separated doer of this figuring it out. You know, at the same time, it's just completely what it is, you know, trying to see what the next step, maybe, you know, feeling stuck sometimes and not knowing what to do. And then suddenly there's an idea, I'm going to do this, and then a little bit back and forth, you know. Like you say, it's just how did you put it? It's just
Cycle.
See what's coming.
yeah, so yeah, you know, it will dissolve on its own, so to say. You know, the fear, you know, the self-hatred, you know, or for me it's the same with seeking. You know, they're seeking, and then suddenly the seeking stops. But you know, there's no
Or
one
not,
doing the
or not,
seeking.
or
Or
not,
not, or not,
or
yes, or
not.
not. Maybe it will continue for years. You know, some so-called characters are searching for years, you know, but and then suddenly they wake up and they are no interest anymore. You know, it's like your favorite dish. You eat it for weeks, for years, and then suddenly, you don't like it anymore. More.
That happens a lot with me with songs.
Yeah,
Ah, cool.
yeah. Tell
Yeah.
us about songs.
Oh, there was I mean, one just yesterday. I felt like some of these feelings of being stuck, um, feeling doomed, like there's no way out. It was kind of coming to a head yesterday, and there was a song from one of my favorite artists, which he just announced that there's going to be a tour in my city in Atlanta on my birthday.
No
Woo!
way.
I found out
Perfection.
yesterday, and I also coincidentally, this song that I heard from him before just hit a different way than it ever had before, you know, just for that situation. And, you know, it brought a tear to my eye, and I listened to that song about 6 or 7 more times that night, and then I was done with it. And I was kind of done with that situation a little bit too. And I stood up and I cleaned my room and I did everything. You know, I finished this morning doing what I need to do to plug this computer in. It wasn't plugged in. This whole thing was a wreck. And so
Beautiful.
I saw what happened.
Cool.
It came and it did its purpose, and then it was done with. And I lost interest in the song, and at the same time I lost interest in that feeling that was being held,
Beautiful.
that was arising.
Cool. Thanks for sharing. Loved it.
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like it, Blaine. Nice. Yeah.
There's really nothing you have to do. Not that there's anything you can do. There's nothing you have to try to do either.
The
to me,
trying to do is a tool.
that's true.
But yeah, I get you. Totally. Totally.
What I want to know is this going to improve my golf game?
Your golf game. You like golfing,
Because I
Chris?
still get angry when I play.
Oh yeah, you told, yeah.
What-
Yeah, you know.
What's
Yeah,
that about? Like, will that ever drop? Will my anger ever drop? And then my handicap drop?
it's so not
Maybe.
spiritual, Chris, to be angry. My God, you know, it's not spiritual. You know, when you're angry, you're still not there. Well, you know you know, this is so funny, right? You know, having an idea how this sort of spirituality, freedom will look like you're always smiling, even when you're losing a game of golf. It's not going to happen. Maybe they're smiling when you lose, but it doesn't matter, It's just what's happening, smiling when you lose or being irritated. It's equally just innocently what is arising, not being able to, not liking the losing when you play a game, a board game or golf or something else. It's just innocently this already, throwing the golf stick away because you
Oh,
lose,
I about threw my golf bag in the lake the other day.
burning it down
What?
to the ground.
I was about ready to.
Yeah, it's so
Crazy
innocent,
cross. Yeah.
and even trying to work on that anger, it's also innocent. I have to do something. I have to really work on the anger so I don't look like an idiot when I'm losing.
Right,
That
yeah.
idea to work on yourself is already selfless. I want
Yeah.
to be a better loser. I want to be better in losing a game. It's already just,
A happier loser. A happier
yeah,
loser.
a happy loser is
Yeah.
already selfless. It's just what's coming up. I have to be a better person is already impersonally this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe one day you will be smiling, but it doesn't matter, I mean, at the same time, thinking that it's better or not is already this. The idea, well, it's better than to be nice when I lose than to be angry. That assumption or that conclusion is already just simply this. Just what's happening.
See.
Yeah. What again, it's simple.
Yeah.
It's simply simple.
The thing I wonder now is what it's so simple and it's so here. What is it that it defies words. It's what is going on in this conversation that other characters or seekers or it doesn't matter. It's the same.
Yeah.
I can't even formulate the question because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Beautiful, yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh man,
What a joke.
what a joke.
Well, in some conversation, it's all about a certain state, although it's very subtle, but there's a lot of talk before and after the so-called, shift. There's no shift, but many are talking as if there was a before, the Tony Parson, after the walk in the park, but there's already simply no separated you already, it doesn't disappear in the park. It was not left there. There was already no, or the so-called, this feeling of a, feeling like a person or like a separated self is already selfless. No one is doing this contraction. It may just simply drop. Feeling like a me or not feeling like a me has already nothing to do with a separated you. It's just what's happening, so to say. As is claiming it is happening and it has to do with a you. It's equally just simply this, So
Yeah.
there's a lot of talk about the apparent shift. There's no shift, but at the same time, many are talking as if there is a shift, as if there something needs to happen. Seeking is dirty and feeling like me is also dirty. It's this, but it's not completely this. It's subtle.
It's very subtle. Yeah, it's crazy that there's nothing actually ever happened. Nothing. Yeah, there never was a shift. It was just always this. Yeah, that's so strange to say. But it seems like from the perspective of a subject, you know, it appears as though that there was a shift, but yeah, that's strange.
Just another experience.
Yeah.
Experiences are happening all the time. That's what time
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Well, Sander, I'm curious, like, because I know that, I mean, for quite a while, right? You didn't really talk about this. Is that
No,
right? What brought you out of the closet?
it was Rosa.
Was it
Oh,
really?
gee, I was the
Oh,
one.
thank you, Rosa. Thank you.
Yeah, it was Rosa. She was. I had some Facebook posts, and then she invited
Uh,
me.
I started to do talks
yeah.
with, for example, Tim and Emmy and blah blah. This was simply so cool, and I'm not that much into Facebook, and Xander popped up. I don't know,
Hmm.
yeah, and I was stunned by this directness.
Yeah.
Boom, and I directly connected like I always do, blah blah, blah blah, and he responded and it was open. It was the first interview with him and with the team I was playing with. It was on a German channel, and I was like, this simply this was the most beautiful direct thing. Easy, simple, done. And no matter what question arose, then um, Xander was like boom, 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 boom. Innocence, beautiful. And yeah, and in a way, I don't know what happened. We simply continued to do talks, right, Xander?
Yeah, we did a lot of, Kenneth. We did a talk
Meilong,
with Kenneth, May Long. We did a talk with
Max,
and Frank
yeah,
Muller. We did talks with. I mean, it's
Andreas.
just, yeah. The funny thing is just all bodies, producing sounds, so to say, and then there's a liking of a certain sound, like there's a liking of music. It's so innocent, having a certain like for a certain type of music. It's just there's no difference between trying liking a certain speaker, so to say, or and this may change also on a dime.
Yeah.
Being into Eckhart Tolle, and then suddenly, shit, I don't want to listen to him anymore. Then maybe it's Tony or some other guy, and then this can continue sometime or not, and then we can say it just collapses. The listening to Eckhart Tolle may just simply collapse, like the seeking.
Chris, how is it? How is it with listening to Eki?
Eckhart Tolle?
Yeah. I
You're
call him
asking me?
lovingly Eki.
Oh.
You would like it.
I mean, I don't listen to him that much, really. I mean, I did for a little bit, but yeah, I mean, it's I think for a while, as I was kind of going through this as I was heavy in non-duality concepts, a lot of speakers talked about Eckhart Tolle as though like he was misleading people, or that his concepts weren't quite, his
Pure enough.
his pointers weren't quite as good as ours. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
that's kind of how I perceived
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But now that I listen to it, I'm like, it's beautiful. It's just as beautiful as anything else.
Exactly. Beautiful.
I don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
Yeah.
think, and I think what he's doing is he's reaching a larger of an audience.
Yeah.
Because it isn't nearly as direct, but there's still it's just what's happening.
A
Nothing
lot
wrong
of
with
interest,
addressing.
and
Beautiful, and
resonance. A lot of
yeah.
people like this music channel called Eki. Yeah, what a beauty. What a beauty. And resonating with someone with a channel who kind of says, this is a misleading, I don't know what. Is this
Yeah.
already? I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, what to say? No choice.
Right.
I really
This-
enjoyed you guys' interview with Alexis. I've been really
Yeah.
meaning wanting to meet her. She seems
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
cool.
Very
Really?
cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. And yeah, with Zander, then I asked him in the interview, Zander, you have for sure your own YouTube channel. And he was like, no. And I was like, what? And then I don't know, was it the next day? Or
Yeah,
it was
probably next.
pretty,
Yeah.
probably. I remember you were working, and then he sent me, Rosa, here I have a video. I don't know, just sent me. And this was without, he was not in the picture, just the beautiful nature there. And I was like, OMG,
Yeah.
what a beautiful thing
It's got
there.
a beautiful
Like
place. Yeah, he showed me the other day.
it's not the place, but
Oh,
the way the expression was directly matching. I was like, if I would do such a thing, it would look like exactly like this. And this was this in loveness directly with the expression of Zander. Totally, a total match. I remember I was so grateful about this. I was close to tears in a way, really.
Yeah, and
Wow.
at the same time, you know, it's nothing, you know, there's nothing fancy. It's just words dancing around, so to say.
Well,
And
I'm
like I said,
stunned
it's
by
like
simplicity.
music, you know, there's an interest or you know, you get attractive to a certain speaker, you know, and it can stop tomorrow. Even speaking may just simply, here is also, there's no plan, so to say, you know, on Tuesdays there are the meetings. And every week,
Tomorrow,
I'm not sure if I will do it the next week. Like, I don't know, right? You know, I mean,
yeah, yeah.
It's spontaneous.
yeah,
start a YouTube channel about
probably it
dog
will
sledding.
stop. Sorry, Chris.
Start a YouTube channel about dog sledding.
Yeah, well, it's not so much dog sledding now anymore. I told you, it was quite, you know, I was quite active, 25 years dog sledding. Um, you know, all the so-called energy was going into the dog sledding, you know, and then it was also, it's so funny because there was, you know, innocent, a big interest to move to Sweden and live there. You know, it was also one day, oh shit, yeah, maybe it's nice to move to Sweden, you know, just an idea popping up, you know, the interest to buy sled dogs and to do it. And then there was, at some point there was an idea, well, I'm going to do this for my rest of my life, you know, dog sledding until I'm 80. And then, you know, 2 years ago it was, it's been enough, you know, suddenly it was enough. It was okay, it was enough, you know, try to, you know, we don't take any new dogs anymore, no puppies anymore, you know, just like this. You know, sometimes things can also slowly, you know, like you were saying, cycle down, Blaine, you put it so beautiful. You know, some things may just slowly fade out, right? Like seeking or whatever, you know, and a certain interest for music or to play music, you know, it can be very intense and then suddenly just slow down or it can flip on a dime, you know, not from one day to another, there's no interest anymore. It's the same with this talking, right? Tomorrow maybe, well, you know,
Sweetheart, what about tomorrow?
well, tomorrow is the talk, but what you know what is liked here is hearing Blaine talk and Chris. That's the whole. That's why there is this Tuesday meetings. Here there's an interest, you know, just to, you know, hear people share. You know, nothing is wrong. You
Yeah.
feel depressive, yeah, that's it, right? Last week there was somebody crying, you know, and everyone was quiet. It was fucking heartbreaking to see the guy crying,
Yeah.
you know, and it would be stupid to say, well, nothing has happened, you're not crying, you know, it's all an illusion, it's all a dream. No, the guy was crying his eyes out on a Zoom meeting. Anything can happen. You know, most people can relate when, you know, I like the openness. you know, this is what I like. So this is just how it plays out here. When Blaine is saying self-hate, many people can relate to the self-hate, you know.
Oh, yes,
But
for
it's
sure.
innocent. It's just what's happening, you know, and this can continue very long. Even maybe wanting to need help for this, or seeking help. It's, you know, seeking help for self-hatred is as innocent as the self-hatred.
Yeah.
You know, the wanting to get rid of it and to try to do everything to get rid of it is already just simply this. Or the absence of the need to get rid of it and to try to accept it in a way can also happen. So this, I call it, you know, this realness, you know, because that's, I said, well, now we are getting real, you know, this realness, just saying what's happening there. Yeah, that's it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah, here there's, you know, just the
Deja vu.
loving, you know, Chris, you were also open, you know, in the meeting.
Yeah, totally.
And we have
Uh,
Don there, you know, he's also open. He's a certain, Don maybe.
Don is cool. He is listening to the meeting and Netflixing at the same time, trying to trick out his, I don't know how the English expression is, austricksen, a trickster, like
Yeah.
to, you know, to shut off the mind or whatsoever. But it's so beautiful, so beautiful. Also with Gareth and Maria. Yeah.
I feel like the past couple times I've been on the meetings with Don, I've related to what he's feeling.
He has a certain kind of hate relationship, you know, you don't want, and then he's, maybe I miss something when I'm not, you know, it's so honest. I don't want to come, but yeah, there's still the idea if I don't come that maybe I miss something. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
I like it. You know?
Yeah.
And some will say, well, that's still the me. Well, what a bullshit, you know? I mean,
So what?
it's just what's happening, you know? It's so innocent, thinking maybe I miss something, you know, I miss an opportunity.
Well, to point out the me and then go and say that there is no me, it just doesn't make any sense.
No.
No.
But of course you can answer that, but you can say, well, it doesn't need to make sense, you know. That's most of the time just the response which you get. Yeah, well, if you say it doesn't make sense, they say, well, it doesn't need to make sense. But at the same time, you know, the need for sense is also this. It's just, you cannot avoid what is already just simply happening or arising, you know. The search for
No
the
escape.
sense in this is this already. So searching for any sense in a meeting, you know, like Blaine is saying, well, this is senseless. Yes. I mean, nothing's going to change so much, you know. It's still going to be this. We're going to turn off the computer and then sitting in a room or whatever, you know, maybe it's, yeah. It doesn't go anywhere, right? Yeah.
Nice, sweetheart. Yeah, as you said, like the meetings, they're beautiful. Just meeting the characters. I call them friends, like sharing with friends, very ordinary. What's going on and yeah, what's up? Just sharing. Love it.
Yeah, and in a way I mean, you guys met, right? In like a retreat somewhere,
Yeah.
you know, and now you're friends.
Right.
We were even in 2 retreats together.
Yeah. So in a way, you know,
I guess you are not the only example for this. There are more like meeting their friends, and they really look forward to meet someone like maybe to just enjoy together the show.
Yeah.
Yeah, enjoy the show.
Yeah.
I like
If you can.
Stories.
Well, and detest it too. It's all entertainment.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, you know. You meet a guy or, you know, a girl or whatever, you know, at a retreat, and you know, you have a friendship. Beautiful, you know.
Yeah.
So in a way, it can bring something, right? Yeah. Like everything can bring,
Apparently,
you know, yeah. Yeah, you can say apparently. I mean, it doesn't matter. You know,
no
going to
choice.
the store, you can
Just
also
popped
meet
out.
someone. But it's so innocent, you know, going to, it's like playing football or whatever, you know, doing Zooms or playing football or coming together with friends at the pub and drinking something. You
yeah.
can meet somebody and there's a resonating. It's no difference than Zoom meetings, right? Talking and then there's an interest or, you know, there's a certain resonating with another character or maybe even physical attractance, Rosa, you know?
What?
I mean, people fall in love. There are people falling in love.
Oh yeah, a lot. This happens a lot. Like
You
when
see
there
it?
is a teacher-student relation, there is a lot happening, like falling in love with the teacher. It's
Yeah.
like Chris, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're
And
talking about.
this can be so fucking sticky. Nothing wrong with this. This is perfection in action already. But nevertheless, it feels like, ugh. Yeah, already. It's what it is. It's what it is. It's just how the cookie crumbles.
No, but I mean,
love
becoming
that.
friends or becoming lovers can happen. I mean, it's so natural, you know. This is just, you know, people talking and then there's an interest. I mean, resonating is not, it's just another word for liking, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we can make it, you
You,
know.
you cannot understand why you like this resonate with. It's just happening very naturally. Like the need to go to the toilet. Thank you, Zander, for
Yeah.
this example. I love it. I use it very regularly because it's kind of bringing the whole thing down.
Yeah, maybe before, you know, you hear it a lot in spirituality. The
Yeah,
so-called glimpses are special, you know. That's what I
yeah.
want. And at a certain point, it becomes just all this, you know, it's all special or nothing is special. It's just simply what's happening. There's not, you know, but even that can of course happen to go back to a certain state or an experience or whatever, you know, it's so important. And then that whole thing, like chasing a certain experience may just simply stop, you know, taking drugs for some time, you know, psychedelics, and then suddenly, wow, it's not interesting anymore. I heard you talking about drugs, right? Blaine,
Yes,
you want
yeah.
to share something about drugs?
You don't have to, only if you like.
No, you don't have to, but
No, I don't think I want to go any further on this chat. I just wanted to explain some of my current coping mechanisms, but I don't feel I want to go any further right now.
Yeah.
great. Oh.
Chris, what about drugs?
I mean, I've done it a few times, but I never was really that big into them. I never had any like so-called ego deaths or whatever. Like I never went that far into like I didn't take that many mushrooms. I just I took enough to start seeing things and kind of made me start to question reality a little bit, but
Yeah, it's funny, right? Yeah.
yeah.
Oh my God, is this real or is the other, you know, it feels so real, you know, it's, God damn, what is reality? When you're taking mushrooms. Yeah. Yeah, you know, and this can, you know, this so-called interest in experimenting with drugs can just suddenly be a big thing, you know, where you can, it becomes an important thing, special, you know, mushrooms, special weekend, we do mushrooms with a bunch of friends and then we explore other dimensions and then suddenly, wow, there's no interest anymore, you know. It's no difference than going to the toilet. Yeah, it's so innocent. And for some, it seemed to stay, you know, this interest for doing drugs. It may be even become an addiction, but you know, there's no one being addicted. It's just the body doing certain activities. It's no difference than eating food. At the same
Yeah.
time, making it very special is also this, you know.
Beautiful. Here again with the specialness, making this very special, you know, it's this already.
Yeah.
It's this already. And that's why, yeah, yeah. Here,
Yeah.
here, this also was like no matter which ideas popped up and wants, likes, dislikes, it was seen, it's this already. Go for this because this character plays out very intensively. And they simply stopped. It's what it is. Fuck it. All of it. And yeah, very, very, it's very direct here. And yeah, yeah.
Yeah, preferences, likes, dislikes, it's normal, you know? Liking things,
Yeah.
not liking things. I mean,
I mean, in a
having a
way,
preference.
this is special. I mean, it's very mysterious. It's very unknowable. Yeah, I mean, I think it's in it, you know, it's beautiful. That's pretty special.
Yeah. For
Yes,
me, it's special and ordinary at the same time.
yes,
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, it's talking, quite ordinary, and at the same time, yeah. I mean, who knows? It's hard to step out of this, you know? There's no way out. There's no door here. No one stepped into this conversation, like, I don't see a way out here.
I think here it's there's just been a lot more of an embracement of what's happening, just simply what is here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this becomes a little bit more lovely, a little bit more acceptable, I guess, until it's not. until
Yeah. Yeah.
until some
I
anger arises, and then you're like, fuck. Um,
I'm not
Yeah.
there yet. I could not accept this, you know? Shit, I have to start all over again.
yeah.
I was I don't know for how long I discovered the meditation from Bentinho Massaro, Quantum Acceptance, when things were very, very stuck here. It was really pain in the ass, no escape. And I like the music channel, but only this meditation. And I used it to go to bed with this over and over again, like, that's it, it's done already. It's this. And yeah, no choice, listening to this, and then it dropped. And I was like very much with Emerson, who was like also saying, yeah, it's what it is. Simple and in a very joyful way. I resonate with joyful characters. And not only, also with Xander, sweetheart. And yeah, and this was a joy to see the mess in a way. And no way, that's it. That's it. What a beauty. That's it. And yeah.
Yeah,
What
sometimes
was
there's
it?
just acceptance, and sometimes there's no acceptance.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's the big deal?
What's the big deal?
Can't look away.
Yeah. I mean, and then there's even trying to accept that there's no acceptance may happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Or seeing everything as totally, ultimately, absolutely hopeless. Is this already? And feeling totally peaceful with this hopelessness.
Yeah, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, beautiful.
I can't
Beautiful.
feel yeah,
You
that
can
way
give it a
about
try,
hope.
Chris. Try to be peaceful the whole time. Next week we come, you know, I take your car and your condo. I raise the price, double so much you have to pay.
Yeah,
Let's see
yeah.
if you keep
If I had lost
peaceful.
everything and then yeah, and then have to be faced with living on the street, I don't know how I would feel about that. I don't think that would be good. Sorry.
I mean, yeah, sometimes there's just no peace, you know, but there's no one
Yeah.
being, you know, there's no separated one being peaceful. There's just peace or the absence of peace, you know. Sometimes there's just frustration, you know, it's natural to be frustrated.
Yeah, there's been a long period of grief here, and I think that's why maybe I was attracted to Rosa there because she's just so joyful and and booming
So
all
you
the time.
So you also like Emerson then?
I like him a little bit. Yeah, I've maybe watched a few of his videos, but not many really.
At least he looks funny.
What?
I love him. I love
At
him. I
least he
booped
looks
out in the
funny, you
last
know, with the glasses. He's
Oh
like,
yeah.
in
Yeah.
the video. He was in the last thing. I boomed out. When I have time, I join his meetings because I love them. It's
Really.
just a joy. It's just a joy being with him. He has awesome intros. And I don't know, for me it's the joy. And the last thing, he put it out yesterday. I could not resist. I boomed out, and he was playing with special effects. This was so cool.
he
And this
reminds me
is
of Elton John.
Yeah. He does look like Elton John. Yeah. Blaine actually does some really good impersonations of all the non-dual characters. I'm wondering if you have
oh,
ever seen.
You
please,
don't have to blame,
thank
but
you.
No, maybe
Let's
maybe a
start,
later date.
let's start with
Yeah.
Jim
Yeah,
Newman.
that might be a little bit too much. I'm putting him on the spot a little bit too much now,
Yeah,
but
that's too
Yeah.
much
when
now, Chris. You
we get
sensed
him
it,
warmed
right?
up, man, it's
Yeah.
hilarious. He's got them all down.
I believe you. Oh,
We're gonna
I will.
get Sander down now too. I
Yeah,
think
but that's
Sander will
great.
be. I
You
think
show me, Blaine. If there's a day you're going to do it, send me a copy.
Uh-huh.
I like it, you know?
Oh, I can be around more if that's
we'll
what
do some
you all
YouTube
want,
shorts. We'll do
for
some
sure.
YouTube shorts of impersonations of non-dual speakers.
Yeah.
How about?
I hope you make it funny.
I try. I try. I gotta get it takes a bit to get warmed up, you know,
Yeah,
to feel comfortable for me
of
over
course.
here.
Yeah. Yes.
But you know, 2 days after with a retreat with the same people, after all that, you feel pretty warmed up and loose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I like it when people have that, you know, that the skill to do such a thing, you know, it's always funny. You know, some are so good, you know, yeah, it's just hilarious. Yeah.
I'm already formulating my one for you right now, don't worry.
Oh, yeah.
Great.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Yeah.
Keep the beard too. It'll add to the
Yeah.
effect.
Yeah, I think I will. I think I will for a little bit.
Yeah, and the hat. Find a good hat.
Yeah, I also had long hair before.
Mm.
Oh, did you really? Oh wow.
I posted some pictures on the channel from Zander with the dreadlocks. With
Oh,
the
wow.
beautiful
No
hair.
way. You had dreads. Nice.
Oh, ask him what kind of music he likes.
What kind of music do you like? Is
Well, I
it
like mostly dancehall, yes.
what?
Oh, dance hall.
Yeah.
All like electronic music?
No, it's like it's more reggae with a beat, so to say.
Mm. Mm. That's
I
cool.
love it. It's
Like
really
Bob Marley.
hyping up.
I was growing up, you know, with reggae music actually in childhood a lot. So I was to Jamaica a couple of times and spent
I
there
can see it. I can see it, the influence in your face even.
smoking with you know, smoking cannabis, pounds of weed.
Wow.
I smoked, you know,
Right.
with yeah.
Wayne can
Yeah.
relate to that.
Yeah, I'll admit that's my drug of choice right now. So
Yeah.
it's
Yeah,
a
but
good
it was
one.
the same. You know, I started early, you know, around 12 years I started smoking weed, and I pretty much smoked until I was about 31, you know, and it was waking up, making a big one, you know, and then in my break on the work, you know, and then under the work, and then in the end driving home, and then before I went to sleep I smoked another one, you know, and then suddenly it was so funny. Suddenly it was no, and then I stopped.
Really? Wow.
I just
Maybe
stopped.
maybe
Wait.
31 will be my year too. It's coming up.
Sweetheart, wait. You cannot tell me that this was like, no. There was something. There was pain in the ass. Something was happening. Come on. Maybe you saw
No, it
friends
was just,
suffering,
it,
or
it was just enough, you know, it was just,
enough is enough. No.
yeah,
Hmm.
you know, I was like high for 20 years, so to say, or whatever. I was like, God
Interesting.
damn, you
I
know,
can
maybe
never
it's nice
top
to be
this.
not high sometime, and then let's see what's what's happening, you know? I was like,
How
yeah,
was it, sweetheart? Tell us. What happened after saying no to your beloved drugs?
it was not beloved in that way, you know, but it was just,
An addiction.
yeah. Well, it was not that,
Would you
you
call
know,
it
when
an
I was,
addiction, or would you call it a
sorry?
did you, would you call it an addiction? Do you feel like you were addicted, or no? Or was it just
Well,
always a choice that
I
was being
mean, yeah,
made?
you can call it an addiction, right? But you know, I didn't saw it as something which was a problem. You know, I had no issue
Yeah,
with it, so to
yeah,
say.
yeah.
And you know, it was not that when there was a day I was not smoking that I was like shaking or whatever. I was working with drug addicts many years. You know, with people using heroin and crack cocaine. So you know, and in the Netherlands where I grew up, it was illegal to smoke weed already in that time. So it was not nothing fancy. You know, like in the States, you can smoke now also certain states, but in the Netherlands at that time, you know, it was not a special thing like smoking cannabis. So it doesn't felt like wrong or something. I mean, it was harder to stop smoking cigarettes than weed.
Oh, so you smoke cigarettes too?
Well, you know, because
Congratulations, Chris. Enjoy.
Yeah. No, I'm what, 4 weeks now playing? How long has it been?
Nice. Nice. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Oh, you stopped? You stopped. I
I
thought you
quit.
were
Yeah. Yeah, I just
great.
quit actually. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
he
was
quit
not
on
really.
the last retreat. And
Oh my
it was
God. Yeah, I
very
can tell
rough.
you.
You
It was
yeah.
very rough. Yeah. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I got angry at the meeting and walked out. Because
Yeah,
He was
this
a
I was
makes
handful.
sense.
withdrawing
This
hard,
makes
man.
sense. All
I
right.
was withdrawing really bad. Yeah, the whole week. So
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
cool. Cool. Just
yeah,
just forget about the smoking. That's it. It's simple.
addiction is it too. You
it's
know,
not that simple.
addiction.
So cravings still come.
Yeah,
So
addiction,
how are you with
cravings.
this craving? How are what are your tricks?
What are my tricks?
Now the craving is coming.
I don't know I don't know why I mean, for 20 years, like I've quit so many times, and it was successful, but then always came back. So I don't know. I mean, it may happen again where I come back and start smoking again, but right now there's just not, I just don't really want to do it. I don't want to smell like smoke. I don't want to, you know, my girlfriend doesn't smoke, so you know, a lot of my friends and people I hang out with and going to retreats and
Yeah.
no, nobody smokes, so it's just,
Yeah.
yeah.
You are in a way with the smoking, you're simply too special. This is unbearable too special then, right?
I don't know. I miss it, and I mean, and actually, like the more I kind of more I was, you know, over this past year, I guess it's been kind of more and more seen that that it wasn't a problem. You know, there was nothing wrong with smoking.
Mm.
Um, but
Yeah,
I don't know, for whatever reason, I just want to stop. So
yeah.
Yes,
Cool.
yeah, beautiful. You know, so all these types of reason why not to smoke. My girl's not smoking, and you know, it costs money, and you know, all
well, yeah,
these
the money, yeah, money is a big reason, good
money
reason.
is big. And
Anything,
then
health
when
is a
you're
good reason.
smoking, there are all reasons to just continue smoking, right? As innocently. You know, when you're smoking, there, you know, when I was smoking pot, there was, well, you know, it's cool and nothing wrong with it. You know, I feel high, that's good. So what's the problem? You know, and then, I mean, so, and when you start quitting, you find reasons why to quit, why it's good to quit. You know, it's just it's so funny how it plays, so innocent.
Mhm.
Yeah, and like you said, anything can happen. You may be smoking again, and but some
Yeah.
things seem less likely, right? Some things just I mean, yeah, sure, anything can happen, maybe smoking again, but yeah, maybe not. I mean, it's like you said, there's nothing wrong with smoking, nor is there something right either. It's just what it is, smoking, you know? Cravings, you know, for chocolate or cigarettes, it's all just simply happening. Sex, cravings for sex or something else or whatever. And those cravings can be very intense at one point, you know, very consuming. And then suddenly these cravings just collapse or whatever. Can linger on for some years. Either the cravings will stop or this so-called body will just stop functioning, and then it's done with the cravings also. So it's either one or the other. Either the cravings stop or either this physical form will just stop functioning innocently.
I don't know if the cravings for sex will ever go away until maybe I get too old to have it.
Okay, yeah,
seems-
are there strong cravings? You know, this is a nice topic to talk about sex because so
Yeah.
there are strong cravings for sex, as I understand.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Isn't that how it is for everyone?
No,
No,
here
there
it's
are
not.
different, the characters plays out differently.
Yeah,
It's
Really?
here's
Yeah.
not interesting, so to say.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
here
maybe,
it's interesting.
I mean,
it's not nearly
no,
as
not
strong as it
interesting,
used to
but
be, but it's
yeah, maybe when I was 17 or something, you know, when I met my wife, then it was, you know, you can go every day. And then at a certain point, I'm tired, you know. It's not so important anymore. You know, these things can just suddenly also change, you know. Wanting the need to have sex 5 times in a week or 1 time in a month, it's also okay. This can happen, right? And, you know, it's maybe hard to imagine, but yeah, I'm telling you, it can just.
Yeah.
Right, Rosa, how's it there? You want to share?
Here it's very
Horniness?
naturally popping up. It's not too much and not too less. I'm happy with this. No problem with this. I'm in the flow.
It's so
Yeah.
innocent, you know, finding it very important or, you know, that it's becoming less important.
yeah.
When everything is totally okay for no one, well, what to say? It's what it is. There is even no interest in labeling this too much or not, you know? It's really it's what it is.
Yeah.
So what?
It still seems to be something that very much grabs my attention when it arises. The feeling.
Yeah, but that's also not, you know, that's it's just what's happening, so to say. It's not your attention. There's just an attention, you know,
Yeah.
for it. But it's completely natural. Everyone can agree with this at some point, you know, sex and you know, all that and attention
Or
or
whatever
whatever, yeah.
craving or neediness this is. And this
Neediness.
is always labeled bad. It's always
Yeah.
labeled bad.
Yeah.
And
Well, I think that's kind of how it was for me. Like in my childhood, it was, you know, I kind of grew up with this notion that sex was bad, or that, you know, or masturbation was bad, even, or, you know, or lusting over a woman, you know, was bad. So I think maybe that's why, yeah, it's being expressed here, I guess, and it's finally kind of being enjoyed it because it's seen as it's okay to feel that way. It's not a problem.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's the same with thoughts, you know, in this spiritual community, so to say, thoughts, you know. What the hell is the problem with thoughts? I don't get it. You know,
yeah,
what's the problem with thoughts? I don't get it.
Are you
You
saying
need to
thoughts or
control it.
faults?
thoughts, yeah,
thoughts.
Thoughts.
thoughts,
Okay.
yeah,
Thoughts, yeah. I mean, come on, yeah, you need to control it. And
They tend to say thoughts another problem, but as soon as you attach to this, start to believe the thoughts, it becomes a problem. The identification with the thought
but that's
is the
another
problem.
thought, you know, it is a
Of course,
problem.
but this is how it's taught. And if you resonate with this channel, you go for it. And then you start to do this praxis, like meditation or whatever. I don't know. And but this is why not? Why not? No thought, no problem. Okay, I like thoughts.
Yeah.
I like thoughts. I have no problem
Yeah.
with this.
Same here. I have no issue with thoughts, you know, it's like trees.
Here, for example, with Chris, with the sex thing. If there is no thought about it, there is no problem. Yeah? Agree? But if I put a label on it, it's too much, it's bad,
Well,
and this is
it's-
Yeah,
not
but
good.
it's
I feel
hard,
like
you
the
know.
thoughts can happen still and it not be a problem. It's just you know, they tend to just not be as sticky, I guess. I don't know.
But Rosie, you said if you put a label on it, but you know, this is also innocently happening. Labeling thoughts.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, there's just simply no way
I
out.
was trying to explain the spiritual thing with the thoughts,
Ah, yeah.
sweetheart.
The spiritual thing with the thoughts. What's spiritual about thoughts?
Now that it's mentioned with it's
Other
in a way thought, and yeah. And
Yeah.
It's pretty
when
handy
you go for having a to I know how to make you free, how to free you up, how to I don't know what to how to get rid of all your problems. And then this teaching comes with the thoughts, control your thoughts, or get rid of your thoughts, or embrace your thoughts, or this loop, this endless loop.
Yeah.
And then it's maybe enough. And then you'll end up with Zander.
So, hey, so Rosie, we can say
Sander
they're just thoughts, right?
What?
They're just thoughts. There's no one having them. There's just thoughts, you know? Thoughts.
What a beauty. What a beauty. I mean, come
Yeah.
on, this would be so fucking boring without thoughts.
You know, is speaking just, you know, in a way we can say speaking is just externalizing of a thought, you know? Words are just thoughts coming as sound, you know?
And knowing that this verbalizing is only blah, 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 blah. Imagine what a thought is. Exactly the same senseless, empty, blah, 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 blah. What a beauty. What's wrong with thoughts? I mean, come on, they're quite entertaining.
Are entertaining.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's no one owning them. I mean, it's hard to control something
Okay,
which you
so-
already are not doing in a way.
Boys. Do you want to continue, or shall we kind of close it up?
We could close it up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that for today.
Okay, it's Blaine, very cool that you joined. And yeah,
thanks,
Zander
Blaine.
was cornering you quite a lot at the beginning, but it's simply what is, right? So
Blaine likes to be cornered.
oh, cool.
Well, he
Yeah,
handled it
yeah.
very good, you know, and yeah.
Yeah, very good, Blaine,
And
very good. I loved it.
We
immediately,
both embraced a lot of suffering.
I liked what he was saying directly after, you know, there was, oh God, there was, yeah, beautiful, you know.
I thought that you were going to go out. Like, what the fuck here? Oh.
Well, anything can happen, yeah, but maybe, yes. Maybe he was saying, well, shut the fuck up, you know, I'm not here to,
Yeah.
anything can happen.
Totally.
Yeah.
On your, if I would have been on your place, I would have gone. I would have said, "Hey, come on, boy, baba."
Maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Rosa, you know, everything is.
There is
you
no
know,
next.
everything
There is no
booming.
next.
Yeah.
Zander, what? Sweetheart?
But it was funny that you were saying that I would have go directly, you know.
Directly. Boom.
How do you know what you are going to do?
This is what's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I enjoyed it very much. Not to talk that much because I tend to get very intense. And I love this here now, this chat with the boys very much. And Zander, wow, I loved what you said, and also Blaine and Chris. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, Rosa, and thanks, Sander. This was great, and thanks for the invite, Chris.
Yep.
Yeah,
sure.
Chris, cool impulse, and feel free if there are other impulses, just feel free and get in touch. We are open. Yeah, so I wish you a good night.
Yeah, thanks
And
Blaine, for the openness. I loved it, you know, beautiful. Honesty
Thanks for
there,
pressing me.
Chris, also. Sorry?
Pressing me. You're pressing me. Thank you. Right at the beginning.
full
No, but it
on,
was
full on.
beautiful, you know. I loved every word what was coming out there. Chris also, you know, loved the openness, you know.
Yeah, me too.
All
Okay.
right.
So
All
thank you
right, see you
guys.
guys. Love you all.
Mwah.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye,
Love
everyone.
you.
Bye.
Take care. Have a beautiful day.
You
You
too.
too.